Welcome to my studio. I'm an artist and a wife and a mom of two beautiful sons. My eldest son is studying animation, and my youngest is now in his last year of school. If I could have a perfect day, it would be waking up and just coming to my studio and work until I'm tired and late into the night. I love working at night. That's my best time of the day because then it's quiet, there's no interruptions, and I can really focus and get into the work. It was a dream of mine to be a full-time artist from a very young age. And after school, I had art in school, and after school, I thought, well, I'm not going to study fine art because you won't make a living. and so I found this course that was art for the film industry. It was called motion picture production design and then also art directing for film. And then after that, I worked in the film industry, and then the institution that I studied at a later stage contacted me to ask if I would like to lecture. And I lectured for 14 years, mostly teaching props and fabrication, sculpting and casting, mold making, special effects makeup, and prosthetics. During those 14 years of lecturing, I always had in the back of my mind this yearning and this dream that never sort of went away of becoming a full-time artist. And I still had my kids were still very young, so I lectured for a very long time, but that dream was always there in the back of my mind. I quit my job in 2017, at the end of 2017, and in the beginning of 2018, I jumped in and sort of bulldozed into the art industry. I started pursuing my own dream of becoming a full-time artist, and it was quite a daunting moment in my life because I was nearly 40 years old, and at the time no one knew me in the art field, in the fine art field, and I didn't know anyone. So I really had a strategic plan of how to actually make myself known and be noticed. And it's just been an incredible journey thus far. If I could meet anyone, dead or alive, I would have loved to meet Frida Kahlo and just be in her space and chat to her and get to know her, and also sort of have a discussion about how she works and where she goes in her head when she is creating her works. A habit I would really love to start is to read more. I am not a reader at all. I like visual research, and if I had to break a certain habit, that would be smoking. To relax, I love working in my garden. I've got serious green fingers, and it's a place where I go where I find inspiration. Some of my works are also inspired by shapes of leaves and things that I see in the garden. Not necessarily color, but I love color, even though my work is all muted tones and neutral tones. But shapes and patterns and textures really inspire me, and this is something that I love finding in the garden and exploring. Just something that I see on a miniature scale, on a small little leaf, any veins on the leaf or textures that I see on bark or pieces of wood. It relaxes me to get my feet sort of between the soil and where I can see the earthworms and I can feel grounded in my garden. I've also got a very, very nice veggie patch, and I love growing food and living from, you know, being able to walk into the garden and actually pick something and enjoy it straight from the plant. If I could make a change in nature or wildlife, it would be more to inspire people um, to use what they have, to use a little balcony or a small section in your garden and start with a tiny little veggie patch. Plant some fruit trees, plant some herbs, and really enjoy the fact that you can eat from your own garden. I think suburban areas need more places where fruit and vegetables are grown, and especially to sort of inspire people to stay away from using poisons. In my garden, I plant more than what I would need to eat so that the insects can also have some food, and to just get that whole system of how nature operates, to get that across to people. If money was no object, I would love to buy a piece of land and obviously build a studio, but also I would, if I had time, I would love to learn more about building a cob house or some kind of clay structure. I love the flowing curves, no sharp edges, and using soil and clay from the land, to really build a whole sustainable space where I've got an eco pond and I've got a cob house and I've got the garden. That would be my dream, to one day have my own piece of land and be able to do whatever I want. I think I'm most proud of following that dream that I had as a tiny little girl and making it a reality, and having the guts first of all, but also having the trust in something bigger, and just going for it and not being afraid and not allowing fear to stop me from pursuing that dream that I had as a little girl of becoming a full-time artist. It's been an incredible thing for me to realize that I've actually made this dream come true. Seeing that I'm a mum and my kids are nearly out of the home, I haven't really had the chance to explore applying for residencies in different countries. So in 5 years from now, I'm sure I would have had a few residencies done and meet new people, have new experiences in other countries, eat different food, and explore different landscapes, and yeah, and just sort of see the rest of the world. If I had to give my younger self advice, it would have been to just be patient and to trust. You don't know what magic lies ahead,